Launched in 2021 with a $10.8 million grant from the National Institutes of Health, the Arkansas Integrative Metabolic Research Center, AIMRC, is advancing research that matters deeply to Arkansas. In just a few years, it has become one of the University of Arkansas's most productive research centers, strengthening the state's capacity for discovery while developing the next generation of faculty researchers whose work will improve health, expand knowledge, and create impact throughout their careers. AIMRC was built around a powerful idea that metabolism is central to human health, and that understanding it at the level of cells and tissues can unlock new knowledge about disease, development, aging, and repair. That matters here in Arkansas.
AIMRC's work really benefits Arkansans because it's focused on metabolic disease. And metabolic disease is really a big problem in rural populations. These are things like diabetes, cancer, and muscle wasting. And so this is real research with real impact.
So what makes the AIMRC unique is it is a Center of Biomedical Research Excellence designated by the NIH. And the goal of the Center of Biomedical Research Excellence is to develop research capacity in a team where there is existing strength within the university and where you'd like to see the university continue to grow over the next several years. So as part of the AIMRC, we have a faculty development and mentoring program. One of the unique aspects of this program is that junior faculty coming in frequently have ad hoc support from other faculty members on campus within their own department in terms of setting up their research programs, writing their first grants, things of that nature. This faculty development and mentoring program is a very structured program where we pair up faculty that we are recruiting with established mentors in the field of metabolism.
The center's approach has proven to be highly effective when it comes to establishing early career faculty and making them more competitive for major grants from the National Institutes of Health, or NIH. To date, AIMRC-affiliated researchers have been awarded $52.5 million in external funding, with almost $20 million of that funding generated by early career faculty. The center now brings together 61 faculty from 8 departments and 5 colleges, and the center builds on its success through a track record of collaboration with other institutions, such as UAMS. The NIH designated the center as a COBRE, or Center for Biological Research Excellence, which supports the establishment and development of innovative biomedical research centers through awards for 3 sequential 5-year phases. Building off its initial success, the AIMRC recently announced it had received $11.2 million in Phase 2 funding from the NIH.
So Phase 2 funding is going to help us build on the successes of Phase 1. And so we will continue to have our structured faculty mentoring program for new faculty that we recruit. In addition to that, we're also going to try to recruit established faculty who have, pretty strong research programs, at other institutions, see if they would like to come over here and continue to grow their research program at the U of A.
Moving to Phase 2 of the funding will also help launch the next generation of research project leaders into successful careers. Joanna Fiedler, an assistant professor of human nutrition, is a current research project leader studying dietary folate with an eye toward updating current guidelines.
As a research project leader, I currently am working toward developing a grant for obtaining federal level research. And part of that, I have support from several senior faculty members on campus that are my mentors. And then I also heavily utilize the AIMRC core facilities. My group works very, very closely with the bioenergetics core as well as the imaging core for a lot of our data and preliminary data that is going into these grants.
Younghee Song, an associate professor of biomedical engineering, is developing naturally derived tissue-based materials to study the progression of various diseases like breast cancer and tissue regeneration without resorting to animal models.
The AIMRC helped me get my graduating grant through, multi-tiered structured mentoring or guidance system. First you have your dedicated mentors, and second, they held mock panels. So you basically put together your grant, and then the AIMRC leadership assigns 3 quote-unquote reviewers for your grant, and they use the NIH scoring system to evaluate your grant. and then we all sit together, and then they basically go over my grants and they provide ideas on how to basically improve it so it becomes more competitive. And so my grant went from, like 40 something percentile to 5th percentile, which is well within the fundable range. And so that's how I was able to get my R37 Merit Award from the National Cancer Institute.
And our goal for phase 2 is to really start building on this. And so, one, we plan on continuing to recruit, really high quality faculty, from other institutions. These will be early stage faculty. Second point, the thing that we want to do is try to recruit established faculty with, research programs already, well funded by the NIH and NSF, who would like to come here and be part of the AIMRC. All of these faculty members cut across different departments, but they're all looking at similar research themes, but from different angles. What the engineer studies is very different from what the biologist looks at, very different from what the biochemist looks at. Can we start bringing these people together as part of research teams to study, similar, to study overlapping problems, in the broad area of metabolism, but that also in a way that helps them go after much bigger grants. And so if we did 40 million in the first 5 years, for phase 2, we're looking to, double this, potentially more, by allowing people to go after more team science grants.